Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Creeper World 4. That is right, we are back heading into the colony section yet again for another cursor map set. I am planning on doing two, and the two I am planning on doing today is Sea Cursor, so a creep cursor, Icy Meltdown from Tricky Corp. And then I'm also hoping to do Cursor plus Auto Build 1 from Clueless. I see that there's a number of these in the top rated section, so I figure start with number 1. Number 2 is oddly not missing, is missing from this list on the front page, but that's fine. I'm going to try and do all 4 of those over time. But let's get going with the Sea Cursor Icy Meltdown. Get some creep in our action. Actually, let me read the info. This time we aren't facing a human, rather it's the invention of one of those beings, which went out of control and now is wrecking creeper everywhere. So there's some being wrecking our creep. Cannot do that. We have to terminate the threat before it becomes too strong to stop. This does say it is short and easy, so hey, we should be able to get in multiples. Fantastic. I am glad for that. Hopefully. You never quite know. Let's see what we're up against. I did load this up just to have it loaded and just see what the start was like, and I was intrigued. Those despicable humans have built an AI, oh no, to destroy Creeper. This AI has, however, went out of control, and in their favor, it's destroying Creeper on all the planets it goes. It makes its copies of itself. Oh no. Oh no, oh no, Skynet. Skynet! Copies may still have small changes in behavior, and very successful versions will communicate their settings to other versions. Luckily, the Creeper alerts have noticed it before matters become too serious. I am the Cursor Drone. We've been sent to deal with a specific area. The terrain over this planet can either freeze Creeper into solid ground or melt and release Creeper. Using that to our advantage will be vital. The specific AI knows how important it is to always nullify targets, but doesn't seem to have understood the importance of dealing with all the Creeper, nor does it seem to understand and take the environment into account. So we can exploit that. I do not know how you control what melts, but that's good. I'm very a fan. Warning, this is one of the few cursor maps where it's likely possible to lose. If you want a casual map, looking at one of the other ones. We can come back to this once we know more of the basics. You know what? I'm not going casual. I think we can do it. Here we go. Here is the map. Looks like we have a few friendos nullified towards the center. And I guess those are all of our friends. We also have a nice stash over here, a 5,000 point stash. I will definitely be using that. They have the Hill of Dominance. Do they have anything special over here? I mean, they have a lot of sprayers. They have some breeder. So AC will be pumping. Blue White is secured outside, so we can shut off their blue white, but again, they have breeders, so hey. Red on, secured up top, so even if we basically have to get through the map to get to the red on. Air sacs, skimmers, emitters, who knows how long of a cooldown they are. I mean, usually that air sac is like a 4-minute timer or a 10-minute timer or something, and skimmer's like 2 or 3 minutes. Hopefully it'll be good, but we shall see. We are clearly starting over here, and as this is a cursor map, we are going to turn on the map indicator for these maps. I know it can be kind of annoying, but it does help some viewers, and I want to make this as viewer accessible as possible, so you can see what's going on. And you can clearly see where I am focusing, especially in top-down mode, as cursor maps like to do. So let's get going and see what we can do. Obviously, we are starting in this little side over here. We want to just spread, get our creep going. And while I do want to start climbing, it is more important to spread, right? So our goal is to sort of climb layer by layer and then take land on those layers. The more land we control, the stronger we are. We could just try and do a quick little hop kind of thing, but by doing it this way, we're just making ourselves stronger, and stronger is gooder. Gooder is better, and I think we all know how that goes. It's a very, very slippery slope. As you can see, I'm not only going up, but I'm also just spreading up and down just a little bit. It's not much, but a little bit of power goes a very long way. You can already see how much more impactful our emitter is, our little finger emitter. And we're at the point now where just by moving slowly, we are spreading along those sides. And of course, we want to charge up our lovely, lovely stash over here. That's right. Stash is amazing. Again, not the biggest fan of stashes in general, but that being said, stashes are good as just creep generation. That stash is going to do some work. Let's take out what was shooting us. You know, we obviously don't want that there. This will help us, again, just fill in the area, hold the area. It's a beautiful thing. And if we can somehow... See, like, I don't know how that stash is doing it, or what is doing it over here, but something is melting the land. And I'm okay with that, you know? Melting land is good land. I want it melted. I just don't know... Is it just a certain level of creeper needs to be on it for it to start melting, maybe? I'm not 100% sure, but look at that. We are just making our path, controlling the world, and you know what? We're gonna snag this emitter. I want this emitter as soon as possible, right? You know? Get that mesh flowing. Mesh is amazing, of course, and mesh that can connect to skimmer factories is even better. I mean, I truly think the skimmer factory... Ooh, look at that. That destroyed instantly. Oh, that's what you want to see. If you do not recall what happens with skimmer factories and mesh, they will produce little friends, and those friends will just go on and this be such havoc on the world, right? I say that in the best of ways, right? I am going to go straight to the corner, sort of build up a pool, just so we can take the corner, and again, we are just looking to take the map. Let's get our skimmers. Start the friend production, because our friend production is essentially just creep, right? It's... Ooh, look at that. That was a good melt. Oh, I love melty. Oh, melty maps are so cool. And this is a frozen melty map, which is even cooler. Get it? Okay. Okay. Look at that. Look at our little friends. Oh my god, we have a lot of them. What is this? Skimmer Factory 3... Oh, so wait, 3 are coming... Wait, there's 3... Wait, what? 3 every 10 sec... Okay. Okay, that is a skimmer factory and a half. 3 every 10 seconds. Look at this. Look at all our little friends down there, and what are they doing? They're just pooping out creep. You know, they're just pooping out creep. So, you know what? Let us fill in the world. Let's see. We are unnullifying... Okay, we have an... Okay. Air sac every 30 seconds. Ooh, yeah, that's... Okay. You know what? You know, air sacs, notoriously, not the best. But getting 1 every 30 seconds, you know, I think I can handle that. I think that is pretty viable. Now, I know in the beginning it did say that, yes, this is a map that you can lose. From here, I mean, maybe they can take back everything, but I really don't feel like, with all of our friends, that they would really have the capability of taking it back. Oddly enough, which I'm not upset about, don't get me wrong, I am not upset by that whatsoever. We are going to free the mesh, make sure the mesh can sort of go up here. Oh, maybe we can super get their urns. Yeah, that's right, goes quick because we melted the... Oh, they reuse the urns though, look. Oh, so by destroying that, we actually made them stronger. Not the best of decisions on my part. Although we wanted to take this out anyway at some point. Although I guess we could have just cut it off from the world and let this be, and let the urns sit. That is definitely a viable option that I did not take. Oh jeez, like all of our friends are producing so much creep, and we're just worried about this one little area. But this one little area does have a lot of towers on it, so you know we're focusing on some big gains here, some big gains. If we can take this out, we can cut off their power. If we can cut off their power, we can prevent them from rebuilding, of course. And that's what I want. I don't want this area to exist. I don't want to be a problem. I want my mesh to flow. I want my friends to throw out as much creep as they want. And I think we've established this whole... yeah, there we go. They're all basically out of ammo. We've taken it over. And we can start the upward travels, right? Just go straight for the gut. Maybe we'll get lucky and do some massive destruction by melting some of the land like that. Oh my gosh. Look at that. Just instantly 4 towers dead. Oh, that's what you want to see, right? Let's keep them dead. Let's try and get Super Mortar offline, of course, because no one likes Super Mortar. Even the other mortars don't like Super Mortar. You know, he keeps showing them up. You know, you can never trust Super Mortar. Skimmer's coming in, doing the work. Oh, and we've basically taken the top of this hill, which is fantastic, because that's going to connect up to our lanes. We're going to be pretty happy with that. Let's make sure we can push this down all the way. I don't want to lose this area per se, and oddly enough, this urn did not go anywhere. So that's interesting that some urns were wanted, but not all. Not all. Let's make sure we cover the icy caps. Maybe we'll start melting the land again. I don't know what causes the land to melt. It is quite an interesting phenomenon. And yeah, I guess we're hitting a point where we're sort of not at a stalemate, but it has slowed down. I mean, there's a lot of AC. I mean, let's give it a little pause, look-see. Because you don't want to not be moving. Oh yeah, look at that. So we definitely need to fill up a lot in order to get to the top here, right? So we have a lot more to fill, but again, we have friendos just pumping out the creep. This obviously is a good amount of AC. It is coming in. This is waving, of course, doing its thing. But we really can't expect any reinforcement for the immediate time being. It's all our mouse. So if we do say I wanted to assault their factory over here, right? Well, if I assault their factory, chances are this is going to dry up, and we're going to lose this essentially forever. So I don't necessarily want to lose this, because they're just going to rebuild all of those mortars, and that's going to shrink our main pool so much more. So our goal right now is to make progress, but not lose what we have, right? We could, I mean, honestly, we probably could go kind of straight for their base right now, but I want to take over the map. You know, I want to do this the all-encompassing, you have been dominated way, versus the, you know, we're just going to rush in. It doesn't, well, they do have a good amount of mortars over there and sprayers, so maybe we could go straight for it. I think with some proper dancing we might be able to, although the anti-creep is strong over there. But I want to cut off this. I want to take over the map. I want to make sure we don't lose this again, so we're, you know, we made a little bit of progress, but then we are going to hold for sure. Move in. We can easily take back those destructed things, and we're just going along the top. I want to take the top of the mountain, of course. You know, tops and walls, those are the two things. You want the high ground? Of course. I mean, there are many a meme about that. And if we, you know, we might actually be able to make it to the factory, but we're not beelining for the factory, right? We're taking and holding ground, and look at that. It looks like our creep is building up to the point where it is starting to spill over. Oh, happy days, happy days. Our little friendos generated so much creep. Oh, and look at the air sac. Oh, you know, I don't think this is, you know, the most important thing, but I wanted to protect our air sacs. Let's get them going. They can take some hits. I didn't realize they could take that many hits, which is pretty impressive when you think about it. Let's make sure they can't keep their factory. Again, if we have an air sac every minute, that essentially means every minute we get a new one, which is amazing. And we can start to do this surround. Again, we have the skimmers coming in. We have the creep actually flooding in slightly. And every cannon we get rid of, our goal is to keep that dead, which means we may have to come back for it. As you can see, I did let that reload just barely. But no, I'm not going to let them do that. We are going to grab a super mortar, and then we're going to take out the greeneries, the unbuilts. There goes super mortar. There goes super mortar. Get out of here. Nope. Oh, see, we are starting to lose the top of our original mountainous area. Not good. So just a quick little bloop, bloop, bloop. All we really need. And then we can keep going back and preventing them from having this. Maybe I should straighten this out. That might help. I kind of like it at an angle, but I realize it might be a little annoying to look at if it's not straight. There we go. And we have officially taken the factory, right? I mean, they really don't have the option to rebuild it. We're taking another super mortar slowly, while taking out other things as well. We will come back. I'll just get the super mortar out of the way so I can go back and take out all the greeneries again while they are still being built. They are one-hit kills, and it is so effective. Right? We took a little bit of a new land, and then we went back and reclaimed all of the greeneries, all of the unbuilts. Yeah, I'm not super worried about losing this map. So, and you know what? I appreciate. Ooh, is this the power cut? Is this what we needed to end their reign of front-loaded terror? I think so. Okay, so now they can't even arm those up front, which doesn't even matter. We're assaulting on them, or assaulting them on basically all sides. And yeah, they can't even. Oh, yeah, they can't even handle our air sacks, which are, you know, hanging out at the back. They're just enjoying. And where do we want to go? I mean, I think realistically, with everything that we control, I mean, we are basically unstoppable. So let's just cut off the mortars, maybe go for their power, not go for their base again. I'm going to try and make a square out of this. So the goal is to come over here, cut this off. Oh, look at you, throwing your little creep balls. You're the best. Fantastic. There we go. Okay, so that was cut off, which is nice. Again, this can no longer be built. And then we are going to cut off to the top, make a little square out of them. You know, it will cut off. Ooh, let's just make sure those don't rebuild, of course. But we'll make the square. There we go. Again, this cuts it off from the anti-creep and power, so our creep should flow. Oh, we even melted the land. So we are getting some land melt going on. I don't know what caused this land to melt and not like the rest. I mean, I guess maybe this was built to be melty, but I don't know if it's like the quantity of creeper on top. You know, I don't know what causes it. This is actually the first land melt map I have played. Not the first one I've seen. They are incredible, and I love them. I just don't know how they work in this setting. So, you know, very, very cool. And look at that. We've essentially turned them into their own little island now because, yeah, with the land melt, we've essentially cut them off. This is obviously going to fall. We'll help it fall. It doesn't really need any help, but, you know, it's good. They are trying to move down, of course, so let's help this area out. And yeah, let's move in. Where do we want to go? I mean, I think hugging your walls, you know, that's kind of my thing. So if we just do that, we're actually just straight up melting the land as we move, which is great. I just want to take some of this AC breeder. I don't necessarily want to take. Oh no, I don't think we can stop ourselves from taking it all. So yeah, that's gonna be a circling. I want to get to the wall, get to the corner, and then we're going to take the energy next. Oh no, we made it to the base. Oh no, the base is fine. Good. That was close. That was a close one. The base could have died there, but again, we are going for the absolute victory. I want the base to be there to the bitter end, if at all possible. We need to retake the top, but that won't be too bad. We'll retake. I think this is where we can take it. Yeah, I think it's official. I think we have indeed conquered enough of the map to say, you know what, base? We just can't even put up a fight. Oh, the base got destroyed by melt. Oh wow, I did not even. That makes sense. Awesome. There we go. Boom. There we have it. That was the first of two, which is the C cursor icy meltdown. Fantastic. And you know, even with having fun messing around, I'm happy with that time. You know, definitely enjoyable. Love to have the fun with it. Let's get going with the second map, which is an auto build map. I have no idea what this is. I actually checked out Auto Build 4 just to see what it was like, just for 2 seconds, just to be like, what is this like? And it seems pretty cool. I've not even I did load this. When did I load this? I could have literally checked the date. I went back and did check the date, and I loaded it on the 1st of September. I did not recall this, but very, very cool. Let's see what this is all about. Tricky made a combi with the scripts once, so thanks for the inspiration. Hey, Tricky, good. Shout out from another developer. Credits to Withers Chat for auto build and Tricky for the cursor script. Awesome. I have some nice ideas with these types of maps, so depending on thumbs, I'll make some more. What's going on here? You can't build anything. AI is assisting you with that, but it's on its own won't get very far. Your task is to use your cursor, which provides anti-creeper as soon as it's over AC to help the AI win the map. This map proved to be quite the challenge to balance. It took me several runs. Sure not. So this could be several runs. Hopefully. I mean, it does say it is balanced, or it took some time to get balanced. So where is our AC starting, right? We have, obviously, AC over here, but I don't see any pools of AC. So there is one miner. So what I'm guessing is this is going to turn to blueite and provide... Oh no, there's blueite right there. So once this comes on, we can start our AC cursoring. And I almost forgot. Let's pause for 2 seconds. Let's turn on our... I always map indicator. I always overlook that. Fantastic map indicator on. AC should be coming in. AC exists, and let's get going. So, what is the first rule? Obviously, it is to fight the creep, right? And no, it is not. The first rule is to take the land. That's right. We don't care about any of the creep right now. We care about the land that we can see. The AC will flow. It will do its thing. Ooh, we even have some AC over there. Fantastic. And that will flow to the edge. We're going to come over here, come to this, protect these bad boys, and move on down here. Again, we are just trying to get our power situated. And now that our power is as situated as possible, I think we are in a good enough spot. Here we go. Let's get moving. We are going to cut off an edge, right? Stick to your edges. So if we cut off this edge right over here, we can also start working on cutting it off over here. And as you can see, I noticed we had a pool of AC on the left side, and that's why I left it, because that pool was able to control or contain and move to the edge. And now we are taking this corner. Again, not only are we taking a corner, but we're taking a corner and we're going to be taking it from an emitter. So if we can get an emitter down, ooh baby, that's gonna be pretty good. I don't really care about most of the other areas. I do want this cannon to be built. I want to get out of this deficit, but of course it's an AI. It's just said, if I have room, I shall build. Well, not even if I have room. It's just if I have this location specifically, I shall build. So once we get out of this deficit, all of our cannons should be online. We should be fighting back. We're taking the high ground. We're taking the wall. You know, that's what we like to do. We're losing some ground, but unlike the ice map, losing ground doesn't really matter what we were talking about, right? In the ice map, if we were to lose ground there, it would be much harder to get back because we didn't have the reinforcements creep coming in, right? We did not have that. Where in this one, we will always have sprayer, spray, and creep, and it's not so much of a reinforcement as it is a hold and push, and no matter where you are in the path, you are pushing. This emitter is definitely relatively difficult. Probably should have taken some free gains, like over here. Oh wait, we actually have free gains over here. Yes, just don't even care about connecting it up. This is going to send them into a monstrous deficit, but again, free juicing for my boosting. Oh, look at it. Oh, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. And that should be a sizable power gain as we fight against this emitter. And we're going to push in. I am trying to push relatively evenly. I do tend to want to just go straight for, say, the emitter. But with an auto build system, I generally also like to push kind of evenly, because if we can get a cannon right here, that'd be amazing. I don't know where the cannons are, and that is obviously slightly problematic. I want this cannon online. I've let that cannon die far too many times. This cannon's still holding. And this emitter is pretty good. It's a 50 every 0.5, doing its thing. And yeah, we've officially crossed its threshold, and we're just going for it. I'm just going for it. I'm not going to try and be friendly with it. If we cut it off, everything else will die. So it's... Oh, but we do have a friend being built. Oh. Caring for friends. Ugh, it can be the worst sometimes. But again, our usage is actually quite nice. We did lose our little power zone, which is a shame. But that's okay. That's okay. Our friend is alive, our friend has ammo, and our friend will actually help substantially. Again, just straight up killing creep, always beneficial. And this should hopefully be a cutoff, which will allow us to take what is to the right of it. Oof. I'm actually surprised that some of them are running out of ammo with so little deficit. But there's 2 more friends being built. Ugh. And you know what? Let's... Oh, alright. See? You leave... Oh, jeez. Alright. Not the best of situations. I'm very surprised this just... It's a 50 every 0.5. It's not that strong of an emitter. I don't think. You know, it doesn't... Never really feels that strong, but I guess I always have more. So... Playing kind of foolish. Not protecting. But I am trying to just get in there and just sort of shut off the main flow here. Because if I can shut off the main flow, then everything else will be sort of protected just from that. So that's why I'm sort of like, okay, we're going to move in and move slightly back and move in and just hold this gap, get to the wall. These 2 cannons are going to be immensely helpful. There we go. Nice and contained. Even getting that mortar is going to be immense too, because that's just going to shoot the emitter itself. So there we go. There we go. Protect, secure, protect, contain. There we go. That's what we're doing. And with this emitter should be done. We shouldn't even need to be over here anymore, which I am hoping is the case once these mortars get built and they can handle it and we can move on. Looks like they are handling it. We'll take out just a little bit more. And yeah, we are moving. Let's see where we want to go next. So obviously, they are assaulting quite hard. I should not have let it get to this degree of problem. But that's okay. That's okay. You know, it's not always the most optimal. Probably should have held on to certain lands more so and things like that. But basically, we're in reinforcement right now. We're just going to reinforce our land itself. Oh, you're just out of ammo. All right, let's take some more back. Get you situated, and then we'll be in a much better spot, right? Get them some ammo, let them push out, and then we can see what we need. Where do we want to go from here? Well, we're going to take a little pause and take a look, right? So if we do that, swap down. So we have a whole lot of stuff. Now this is kind of deepish. I think we do want to go for over here again. I think we can work our way around. We can get this. We can take out this and then hold this substantially better. Go towards this wall. Take out a stash. No one likes stashes. And I think that will be good because this is high ground, and you know, especially in flowing maps, you want the high ground. I think this will be definitely quite the pain. I do want to cut it off. I do want to separate it, but again, there's a lot of deep areas. We're not so much in the high ground. That is very, very deep. Much so like over here. So I'm gonna say we're taking some high ground. Gonna try and cut this off. You know, get to our factory. Not so much care about this deep part. Even though it is closer, it is threatening us. That doesn't matter, right? We are in control here. So with this, we get to move. So I am going to try and surround this pool. And just by the cursor itself surrounding the pool, it should naturally fight this pool back, as you can see. even though it's relatively deep. We have the high ground, we have the flow, we have the production. It's not getting reinforced, so this pool is going to just disperse relatively quickly. And then we just have to make sure we fight off, I say fight, I mean, we fend off with our collective goo the waves that are created from this stash. Now luckily, the stash is in the mesh, and I love mesh for purposes, and I hate mesh for purposes, you know? That stash, if it was just popping, would probably make substantially larger waves that go outwards, where it's probably making bigger waves that go into the mesh. That's just how it works. Ooh, no. We definitely want these two. Once these cannons are built, we can start pressing forward. We want them for their safety net. And we are losing some ground in base, but that is okay. Don't really care about that. We just want to establish some control here. And if we can do that, we're in a very good state. Any bit of control, any cannon that we can get over here, you know, this is nice, but look at how easily pushed back that is, right? That was just, whoop, we're done. Where this is actually fighting these waves. And if we can, again, fight the wave there, that gets us 2 more cannons and a mortar, which basically ensures that these waves probably won't do anything anymore. And we've controlled it, right? We can now cut across this in half, and then the pool down there naturally is just going to dry up from our AC pushing on all sides, and it's a beautiful, beautiful thing. We'll even get some more blueite, which doesn't really help, but it kind of does, I suppose. So there we go. Some things died, but again, we are now doing the surround down here. We've taken this. It is ours. Hold the power. Over there, as we can see, nullified. We'll get some AC up top, because we can. And we'll push everything back just that little bit. And now we can see, okay, so now we have this. We have power to over here. We're controlling it, not them. And where do we want to go? Do we want to try and take this stash? Now, taking the stash, not the hardest thing in the world to do, because it is a pulsing mechanic, so that is actually a very, very solid plan, I think. I do want to make sure this gets pushed back a little bit now, because we are... Ooh, actually... Oh, I saw that mortar too late. That mortar will help substantially hold if it can get built. And I think it can with the cannons there, so that will be nice. And yeah, let's go for the stash. Again, we have the power, we have the cannons and things over there, so I'm feeling really good about it. And again, look at this. We are just going to try and cut off some land, put down some towers, put down some cannons, and get in close. Unfortunately, there's mesh there. Yay, mesh. But as you can see, I mean, look at this. We have basically neutered this stash already in terms of power, because it's not going to be spreading out. It is going to be going into the mesh primarily, which is what we want, right? We don't have any defenses right there, which is kind of frustrating. But look at this. We have 2 cannons, 2 mortars being built, looking pretty solid. I'm not too upset by that whatsoever, although I do... These cannons need to get built. And they need to be mesh cannons. I wish they were mesh cannons. I doubt they are, but at the same time, I guess if we just take over everything, then they will be mesh cannons, because there's nothing else to shoot. So that is actually very important. Again, alright, there we go. The last grasp of the stash has been done. We've officially cut it off right there. There is no more connection for it, and that means we can go back to our other areas. Yes, the mesh is even 100% cut off, so we can now move. We're actually going to move up the mountain a little bit again. Keep to our high ground. We did lose a little bit down here. It doesn't really matter. Again, we just want more power for ourselves. We limited them. Ooh, I thought pretty handily, but I guess they are. You know, the mesh is pushing pretty good. But by taking the top, look at this. Even by because we're taking the top, and even though there's mesh here, the mesh doesn't leak very much, right? The mesh isn't necessarily a problem with leakage. You know, they don't have to call their doctor and say, hey, you know, leakage at night or something like that. No, no, no. They literally are just like, I'm just gonna hold it. I'm good. And that just allows us to take this entire region for free, basically. That's a huge area. Pretty happy with it. And again, this is the deep pool, right? So we're going to get in there. It's going to be slightly problematic. But this gives us a very important tool right here. Not this deep pool, but as you can see, there are a few cannons over here, and that's the important tool, right? Mesh only stays if it's connected, right? Let's just take out this corner. This corner is kind of frustrating me. So mesh only stays if it's connected. So if we can say, start going in here, and we have the capability to cut it off via, well, I guess we don't have that many cannons over here. I was kind of hoping these would be able to take it. Really can't. Which is fine. We basically drained this side, though, as you can see, which is going to give us a little bit of good... Oh, this is what we want. We want cannons over here, cannons over there. That should basically cut off the mesh, which should stop this monstrous amount of I'm trying to build and I can't sound, you know. The dance of the trying to build. Let's make sure that bad boy has protection, because that one right there, that's the mesh destroyer. Oh, and look at that pylon. Oh, don't even need half of these cannons, which is what's hilarious to me. But this should, what if it just gets, oh, we've cut off all the mesh. We've done it. The mesh is done. But I want this cut off because we still have all these smokes, you know? And there we go. It has been cut. The tie has been severed. The die has been cast. And yeah, we have the power right now. I mean, again, I think we've basically established dominance over enough of the map that, you know. Ooh, you know what? Let's... Again, it's all about dominance of the map. So just taking like 2 seconds to just go through, and it seems silly, but it's a good amount of power that you can regain just by taking... I mean, I'm taking too long. I probably should have done this earlier and things like that, but you want as much power as possible for all of your pushes, and it doesn't take that long to regain it, and then again, we can re-push back in. We're going to go straight for the source, I think, in this case. Oh, wow. It's actually pushing back pretty good. There we go. We have enough. Hold it back. Let them clean up the side. And you know what, let's even go over here, because again, the mesh will want to flow in its own right. So if we can take just all around it, I'm pretty okay with that, right? Again, it's more power. It allows our cannons to push the mesh a little bit more, and it allows us to get actually deeper into the mesh. I mean, if we can take out the mesh at its source, which in this case is the emitter, you know, why go through the mesh when you can go around it and gain power, right? And who knows, maybe like right there is the nullifier. That seems a little bit far away. I'm always, like, the nullifier range I'm so bad with, that is one thing. I wish I was like, I know the exact pixel I need to be to get a nullifier into this bad boy. Unfortunately, that is not the case. But if we can get AC to just stay and sit right here, then the mesh is completely gone, right? All of the emitter is just going to go backwards. As you can see, the mesh is draining quite substantially. And again, ooh, don't. The problem is it's oh wow, that fills up real quick. I was hoping the cannons would push it back a bit harder. Ooh, mesh. Mesh is the worst. There. I want that cannon to start shooting the mesh. I want cannons over here too. I guess I should focus over here and maybe we'll get some cannons on this side of the mesh. I just want the mesh destroyed. That's all. No more mesh. No more mesh, please. There we go. There we go. See, we've cut this off, so even though nothing is shooting that will at least die. And with these coming into play, again, we should start to see the mesh going down even more. So, I tried. I tried for you, my friend. I didn't try for that one, though. I'm kind of focusing on the ones for the mesh. It's okay, though. It's okay. They are officially cutting off the mesh, which is what we want to see. We're getting cannons on both sides. Again, we just need this mesh gone. We do have the cannon on the mesh, which is a huge help. Is the nullifier on this side? Perchance? No? But we do have some cannons directly on it, which, again, nice thing to have. Oh wait, there is a nullifier. Huzzah! Success. Once this mortar and... Oh wow. I thought that cannon would have been fine. Oh no. Everything just went down. I wanted to protect that one mortar, and everything just died. Shame. I was going to say, once this mortar and cannon are built, I think we're basically safe to move forward with our final assault, but did not go so well, obviously. Because the mortar should be shooting the emitter, really curtailing its growth. Let's make sure this pylon doesn't go. They still have connections, but that pylon is a nice pylon. Again, we should be able to fill this up super fast now. Not super fast, but just a little bit more juice, and we can move on. With that mortar and cannon over there and everything, again, we are just going to move on, and we're just going to cut this off. Just do the big cut. It's what we need. There's no reinforcement for the creep in the middle, so not only is our AC just slicing through this, but all of this is just on a death spiral, right? So every creep that gets shot, every creep that gets destroyed by AC on this side, it is not coming back, thankfully. And yeah, let's just completely cut it off. Come on, you can do it. You can do it. It's okay. Wow, though. The flow is strong. Come on. Oh no. There we go. Sometimes you just need to make that like big pool of AC. You know, not the little dribs and drabs. Okay, you know what? We're gonna hold here for a second. It's going to pile up. It's gonna push everything back. And that's going to allow us to move to the edge. Maybe. Almost. So close. So close. Yes. There we go. Alright. I just need this to dry up, because once this dries up, obviously they are going... Or the AI, is going to make some pretty good progress. This is obviously the key progress point that we don't want to lose. It has 3 mortars to just shoot. It's got a cannon over here, which I don't want to lose that cannon either. Again, more connections, more good. I don't want them taking the pool anymore. That is my pool, you know, and that should fill up nicely as well. I doubt there's going to be any units in there because it's so low, and that's the one problem with the pool. Again, you always want your units, right? You want to see more things being created. So, let's see. Let it flow. Let it flow that way. Because now we have some direct assault points, right? We're clearing it up. We're curtailing them. We are taking the flow out. And there we go. So where do we go? Do we keep going straight? I think we do. I think we keep to the highest ground, of course. That is generally where AI likes to build things. Where you should really build things. And we do need to curtail the wave. There we go. Let it go back. Curtail it on this side. We are in wave prevention mode with the stash. And there goes another wave about to be released. This time we are getting closer, though. And the closer we get, the less impactful those waves are going to be, because we are starting to take out the waves as they come. And yeah, I mean, basically, if we can just get into this... I am letting them take some ground, but I think if we can hold the stash just for a bit, make sure no wave comes out, make sure it pops. I want the stash to actually pop right now, which it did, which is good. So now we've generated a new wave, and it was a teeny tiny baby wave, which means the reinforcement is that much smaller, right? So we can actually move through here, and we can start taking this stash out. Again, the wave that they were expecting did not come. I'm going to let another wave happen, but by doing that, we are taking a lot of land. I want, like, if this cannon comes on before that stash, that is huge. Ooh, we get 2. And a mortar. Oh, look at that. That's where we want to be. The wave is getting close, which again, look at this. We are just a destructive force. Oh. There we go. See, we took a lot of good land by manipulating their wave mechanics. Oh. And we get the song of our people. Oh, thankfully, the song of our people was shut down. You know, the dance of trying to build, not necessarily the song you always want to hear. Alright, so it looks like they are going to build the nullifier on the mesh. And that's, you know, fine. Never the best of things, but it's fine. I mean, you can definitely get it in. Oh, wait, is that... Oh, no, the nullifier's right there. Alright. Let's really protect that nullifier. The stash has a little bit in it, so I'm just going to leave a pool on it, and that should be good. It should pop. There we go. That should essentially eliminate the stash there. It is... Everything is basically eliminated at this point. Although this mesh... The mesh remains. Yeah, look at that. Oh, the mesh is cut off. Oh, and you can see the mesh die. I always like seeing the mesh die. Because it's a neat mechanic where it doesn't just vanish. It slowly, like, erodes from the outside. See it, like, shrinking and shrinking and shrinking. Very, very cool. I do like that as well. I am going to just super speed this because I want this mesh gone. Look at that. See, we would have to wait for this all to go. I mean, that's nuts. That cannon, you came in too late, my friend. You came in too late. Nothing you could have done. But there we go. We have done it. That is another map. Bloof. Look at our power. Very, very happy. Happy. Look at that. So happy. There we go. Thank you very much for checking this out. I hope you enjoyed. I definitely did as well. Have a wonderful day. And I will, please leave a like, comment, subscribe. God, I almost forgot to say that. Thank you very much. I'll catch you in the next one. Fingers crossed, at least. And have a wonderful day. Catch you next time.